Hello there, YouTube. I come here tonight with my unkempt hair, with my unkempt beard, with my unkempt shirt, and with my horrible camera to talk about a horrible book. If you can see it here. This book here, I imagine may be familiar to a few select people. So, Lolita is a very infamous book, and for very good reason. If you want a summary of the plot, let's just do it, a very, very shallow summary of the plot. So, basically, Lolita tells the tale of Humbert. This guy who is a pedophile. Yes, a nympholept, as he likes to call it. So, Humbert tells his story of how he kidnapped his stepdaughter, Dolores Hayes, who he calls Lolita. So he tells the story of how he kidnapped Dolores, how he raped her, and how they stayed together for 2 years until she finally managed to escape. And after she escapes, 3 years go by, and Humbert finds Dolores again. He goes there, talks to her, see what really happened, and he discovers the person who helped Dolores escape. And Dolores is not together with him anymore. He was a complete asshole. So, yeah. So Humbert goes, and he finds the person who helped Lolita escape, who helped Dolores escape, and he just straight up murders him. A guy called Claire Quilty, I don't remember, I don't want to check. He's Claire, and that's all that matters. Humbert kills Claire, and he just leaves Claire's house, and he just lets himself be caught by the police, where he is put in prison, and has to await for his trial for the murder of Claire. And it is during the period of waiting for his trial that Humbert writes this book. Yes, Lolita is a book within a book. Inception. So yes, and this is a very, very shallow, a very superficial summary. There's just so much more in it. And really, the plot isn't really the most important part of the book. This is a postmodernist work by Vladimir Nabokov. And yes, the plot isn't even the most important part. I do think there is a very good plot here, but it's not really all that important. Because yes, we have the horrible tale of a guy who does what Humbert did, and you really, who reads that kind of stuff? Well, a person who likes beautiful things. And yes, the book Lolita is absolutely beautiful, really. Not the story. God, no, not the story. The story is very dark. What is beautiful, though, is the writing, really. Lolita it's a love letter. It's a love letter to the English language. It is a love letter to writing. And yes, I know how that sounds. Very pretentious. I agree, it is very pretentious, but whatever. Honestly, this has just become my favorite book, so I'll allow for it. It's really a game of words, really. So many adjectives, so many exquisite words. You need a damn thesaurus for it. Literary allusions to certain elements of reality. Vladimir Nabokov just, oh God, I just gush talking about this. He did so much. It's utterly unbelievable. It is a beautiful book. You can open any page and you can I don't know, you can have a blast. Let me give you an example here. A small excerpt from page 164, completely out of context. So I don't even know what the quote's gonna be about, but let's go take a look here. Whose cat has scratched poor you? A full-blown, fleshy, handsome woman of the repulsive type to which I was particularly attractive might ask me at the lodge during a table d'hote dinner followed by dancing promised to Lo. This was one of the reasons why I tried to keep as far away from people as possible, while Lo, on the other hand, would do her utmost to draw as many potential witnesses into her orbit as she could. This was just an excerpt out of context and badly pronunciated. I'm sorry, my pronunciation is not that good, but to be fair, Vladimir Nabokov, Humbert, well, these guys, they use a lot of French, a lot of expressions, a lot of uncommon words. So you're gonna have a lot of trouble with the vocabulary, but my God, is it worth it? Suffice to say, if you're a person who enjoys dark things, who or just simply does not mind, you should read this book. If you're a student of literature, you definitely should read this book. If you're a person who just really wants to have a blast learning new words and just tasting the self-indulgent prose, read this book. I had an amazing experience with it. It's not for everyone, quite literally. It's perfectly fine if you don't see it, because a lot of people just, they don't like seeing sad things, and that's very fair. We should all just be happy. To be honest, it might be better if this book never existed, but since it does, you should read it. You should read Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. This video is completely unscripted. Of course it was, because I'm just talking to myself, really. It is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I could take another one. Read this damn book. Just read the damn book.